This is your 420 Radio News for Wednesday, September 18th, 2013. I'm Russ Melville. Arizona law restricting homegrown medical marijuana is challenged. This coming from azstarnet.com. A constitutional right to control your own health care is not a right to grow your own medical marijuana, according to an attorney for the state's top health official. Attorney Greg Falls is asking Maricopa County Superior Court Judge Catherine Cooper to throw out claims by two men that they are constitutionally entitled to plant, grow, and harvest the drug. The 2010 initiative allows patients with certain specified medical conditions to obtain 2 ounces of marijuana every 2 weeks. It also envisioned a network of dispensaries around the state, but the law also said anyone at least 25 miles from one of those dispensaries could grow his own up to 12 plants at any one time. Attorney Michael Waltz, who represents the men, said the mandate to purchase from a dispensary violates a provision in a 2012 constitutional amendment prohibiting any law that requires anyone to, quote, participate in any health care system, end quote. We'll be interviewing Keith Floyd, one of the men, in our end segment at the end of our show. Medical marijuana advocates protest removal of Lansing baby from WZZM13.com. The case of a 6-month-old Lansing girl who was removed from her parents after a complaint involving medical marijuana has become a rallying point for groups aligned behind the state's 5-year-old medical marijuana law. Acting on a petition by Children's Protective Services caseworkers, an Ingham County family court referee on Friday ordered the infant removed from her parents' home because her mother, a registered medical marijuana caregiver, had marijuana in the house, the group said. Steve Green and the CPS petition involving his daughter grew out of a custody or visitation dispute between his wife and her ex-husband involving another child. Maria's ex-husband filed a complaint with CPS saying her home was unfit for children, he said. Poll says majority of Michigan voters support legalization or decriminalization of marijuana, from MLive.com. Epic MRA of Lansing conducted a live operator survey from September 7th to 10th asking 600 likely voters what they thought about Michigan's current marijuana laws. About half of the respondents, 46%, said they favor legalizing marijuana by taxing it and regulating it like alcohol. Another 16% said they support replacing criminal penalties with fines, and 4% said they favor repealing all state criminal penalties for marijuana offenses. The question was commissioned by Michigan NORML, the local chapter of the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws. Approximately 1 in 4 residents, 26%, would like Michigan to continue its present system of criminal penalties for marijuana offenses, according to the poll. New Jersey Appeals Court to hear case alleging Christie administration's stonewalling of medical marijuana, from NewJersey.com. A lawsuit alleging that Governor Christie's administration has sabotaged New Jersey's medical marijuana program with long delays and missed reports will be heard at a state appeals court this morning. The 3-judge panel sitting in Mount Holly will hear arguments today by attorneys for Richard Caparuso, a patient from Burlington County who says he has to travel 166 miles to the only dispensary in Montclair to fill his prescription because the state has dragged its feet on approving others. The state attorney general's office sought to get the lawsuit thrown out, but Superior Court Judge Mary Jacobson in Mercer County said the case could proceed and sent it directly to the appellate division, where challenges to state agencies are heard. Denver City Council okays bill that sets marijuana rules and regulations, from the Colorado Springs Gazette. The Denver City Council has approved rules and regulations for the retail marijuana industry and plans to meet with police and judges about how to enforce laws barring public consumption of the drug. Regulations include a prohibition of new dispensary or retail shops within 1,000 feet of a school, child care center, drug and alcohol treatment center, or another marijuana facility as the crow flies. They also require public hearings before licenses are granted to retail facilities. U.S. Representative Earl Blumenauer urges Oregon to implement industrial hemp law, from the Oregonian. U.S. Representative Earl Blumenauer this week fired off a letter to top Oregon agriculture officials urging them to move forward with a 2009 law legalizing industrial hemp production. The congressman, an outspoken proponent of reforming federal marijuana policy, wrote Katie Koba, the director of the Oregon Department of Agriculture, and Tracy Liskey, chair of the Oregon State Board of Agriculture, and asked them to implement Oregon's industrial hemp law as soon as practicable. This has been your 420 Radio News for Wednesday, September 18th, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. When we come back, we go behind the headlines of an op-ed published by the sheriff of Hennepin County, which includes Minneapolis, Minnesota, and how he's gone completely reefer mad. You're listening to The Russ Belville Show on 420radio.org. We'll be right back.